Hey everybody, I had to put out a quick second video today because of the bombshell news. And that of course is right here. President Joe Biden drops out of the 2024 presidential race. A lot of people thought this was coming and now it's here. So this is going to be a real quick video because I'm trying to recover my voice. And that also means tomorrow's video is going to be a little bit less relevant now with Biden out of the race. But finally, after all the pressure that was building after the debate, Biden's done. He's already endorsed his VP Kamala Harris. And it seems like every week something massive keeps shaking up this race. So there's a lot of questions following this announcement. We don't know if Harris is actually going to be the nominee. We don't know if there's going to be debates, if other candidates are going to get into the race, but it does give Democrats a chance to regroup and they have their chances go up at winning this election because right now it looked pretty poor. If we get unpredicted, right now Kamala Harris is expected to win that nomination. Now this situation is fluid. It could change maybe even minute to minute, but Harris makes sense given she is the VP. And I just did a video last week on Harris versus Trump in a hypothetical matchup, and I mentioned my thoughts there, but I had Trump winning that race. Harris has never been a strong candidate. I know there are some fans out there, but she dropped out of the 2020 race when she ran for president. She didn't even make it to her home state of California. Biden seemed to openly state that he's only looking for a black woman as his running mate. So for some people, those superficial, immutable characteristics are highly valuable. For me, I don't think they matter, but they also matter way, way less than the other important attributes like ability, competency, experience, etc. If we get on 538, we can take a look at her favorability ratings. And throughout his presidency, aside from the beginning, they've been pretty low. She was supposed to be in charge of the border, and right now the border/immigration is one of Trump's best issues. Some people talk about her background as a prosecutor in California. I know there's other people that have made disparaging comments about how she got to that position. She was in the U.S. Senate for a little while. She had a couple more memorable moments in some judicial hearings, but ever since she got into office, it seems like it's just been downhill. Far too many times I see somebody make a negative comment and the reaction is that it's only because of her gender or her color. Personally, I think a lot of people are tired of that. There's always going to be some people that do have the wrong motivations for not liking her, but I think the vast majority of the time it's blown way out of proportion. So aside from all that, I do think a major criticism is her inauthenticity. A lot of it does remind me of Hillary Clinton. It just seems unnatural, and a lot of times it seems like her eyes are watering. Plus, many times we've heard the awkward laugh or the stories that go nowhere. I know it sounds like I'm being pretty harsh right now, and I'm sure some of her criticism is unfair, but for a long time I've heard progressives say they're not at all a fan of Harris. Of course, Trump voters are not going to be a fan at all. That just pretty much leaves the Democratic establishment that likes Harris, and then any potential appeal with independents or moderates in the middle. If it is going to be Harris, which it looks like it might be now, she's going to have some time to try to reinvent herself. Of course, the Trump campaign is already going to be coming after her pretty hard, and Harris I would expect to get a little bit of a bounce because compared to Biden, almost anybody looks like they'd be better. Then she would also have to pick a running mate, and that could also make things even more complicated. And I also wondered, does it mean that Harris would have to pick a white man as her running mate? I don't think she does at all, but if you're looking to balance the ticket, I would think people would say you'd have to go in that direction. That there might be another debate, but maybe I've got it all wrong. Maybe Harris is stronger than I think. Maybe she does come off as bold, powerful, and courageous. Maybe she's got the right experience, the right personality, and she's going to take down Trump easily. That's also a possibility. Either way, this is pretty much the most insane election we've ever seen. But the last thing I'm going to say is the situation with Biden dropping out was 100% preventable. If only 6 to 8 months ago the Democrats actually had a primary with people challenging Biden, this would have been fleshed out way, way sooner. And it also seems like a lot of people thought this was the case prior to the debate performance that blew the gates wide open. But for some reason, this was all held back behind the scenes and people were criticized for bringing up concerns about Biden's age. So I understand the case for Democrats talking up democracy the entire election, yet they didn't even allow the guy who just dropped out to face any kind of an actual primary. So yet again, predictions are hard to do given everything keeps changing, but we'll close it out with this. Biden has had pretty much one of the most notable political careers in U.S. history. He got into the Senate in Delaware when he was extremely young. He served many, many decades. Then he became vice president. Then he sat out for a little while. Then he came back in 2020. It looked like he was going to go nowhere in that primary. I'm sure there's some criticisms of what happened behind the scenes, but he became the nominee during COVID. He eventually took down Donald Trump. Then 4 years later, it looked like he was going to be taken out by Trump, the same guy that he just beat. He's also endured several personal tragedies in his life, and he's been a big part of modern political history. A ton of people like him, a ton of people hate him, but my guess is his favorability ratings are going to go up after this dropout. It's got to be for the best. It does seem like he has some issues with his cognitive abilities. It looked like he was headed to a defeat for Trump. Now we'll see what happens with the Democrats and Harris as the potential nominee. It just keeps getting crazy. crazier and crazier every day, but I'm going to leave it there for now. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about the news of Biden stepping aside? How shocked are you? And what do you think happens next? Is it going to be Harris as the nominee? Do you think she's a great candidate? Do you think she's weak? What do you think Trump is going to do in response? And how about Biden's legacy? Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.